Every time I see you in the world, you always step to my girl.
You're in this classroom right now. This would mean that you can write. That also means your taxes are being well paid by your parents or guardians. These two wonderful inventions came from, you guessed it, Mesopotamia.
Dar es Salaam, well, home in New York with champagne and disco tapes and
Lying between the rivers Tigris and Euphrates, Mesos meaning land and Potamos rivers meaning land between rivers in ancient Greek is the western cradle of civilization Mesopotamia. Though it is now known as modern-day Iraq, it actually covers northeastern Syria, southeastern Turkey, and southwestern Iran. It was home to the multitude of civilizations over a large span of time, ranging from the 4th millennium BC into the 332 BC to the hands of Alexander the Great, then became a port of Greek Cilicia.
Circa 2900 BC, during the Uruk period, Sumerians settled in Mesopotamia. This makes them the first Mesopotamian civilization. They developed a surplus of animals, wheat, grain, etc., and had convenient access to water by the twin rivers.
Sumer, and in extension Mesopotamia, is the home to the birth of writing. Cuneiform, which is a pictographic system of writing, came around because of the need to record transactions. Remembering the exact number of grain sacks you need to buy 20 bottles of hair just wasn't cutting it for them. And so, they began to scribble on clay tablets. Despite its boring beginning, it's this revolution that brought upon the birth of literature.
Master, the gloves are off, the wisdom teeth are out. What you on about?
What is literature to you? A frigate, catalyst of change? An enduring expression of significant human experiences in words well chosen and arranged?
Well, for the Mesopotamians, don't answer giant kings, buff men formed from clay and saliva, and bulls from heaven. Sounds familiar. I'm talking about the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh is known as the world's oldest known epic, and the first piece of literature. I guess you could say it's an epic achievement.
It tells of Gilgamesh, king of Uruk, who was known to oppress his subjects and defy teachings of the gods. He was renowned as the strongest man able to defeat any enemy in the mountains. His mistreatment of his people led the gods to send in Enlil to challenge Gilgamesh in battle. Because they're both ridiculously strong, they could only end the battle in a draw and became best friends. They then decide to search for Cedar Forest for a fearsome monster named Humbaba and defeat him in battle. When they found him, Gilgamesh summons the heavenly winds to take the monster down.
Later on in the story, the duo defeat the bull of heaven. This angered the gods, who decided that one of them would have to die. Since this is, after all, the Epic of Gilgamesh, they choose Enkidu. Tim tells him that there's a plan, which could grant him his wish at the bottom of the sea. Gilgamesh manages to retrieve it, but a snake manages to snatch it away from him. He then finally realizes that the man is meant to die, and it's what he does with his life that will make him immortal.
The epic was written in Akkadian, the current Babylonian language. Other pieces of Mesopotamian literature would be their own flood story, focusing on Utnapishtim. They wrote many more narrative poems about the heroic deeds of their kings, including Enmerkar and Lugalbando. They wrote of their wisdom stories, hymns, myths, literary letters, and eventually copied from Akkadian texts and poorly translating them into Sumerian.
Their mythical tales focus on the god they worship. Their creation story involves Murdo, sun god, who killed the mother goddess Tiamat and used half her body to create the world, and the other half for paradise and the netherworld. Other famous gods include Ea, Enlil, Ishtar, Sin. Most of what we can take from the lifestyles, morals, and ideas of the Mesopotamian culture comes from what they wrote about. The common topics they wrote upon were greatness, legacy, grave loss, revenge, and religion.
Heroes are commonplace not only in Mesopotamia but also in mythology everywhere else. We can take that the ancient world did place a great importance on heroism and greatness. Back when life was much simpler than it is now, the best anyone could aspire for was to be remembered beyond this death by many to come.
There are no significant writers when it comes to Mesopotamian literature. This is because all literature written were just different versions of each other, with minor changes with each different person. The epics and poems we read now are simply collections of the writings of a multitude of poets, scribes, and copywriters. Like the Bible, you cannot credit just one writer, but only the passion for the written word found in many artisan Mesopotamians.
Captain, the kids don't stand a chance.
We have to show our appreciation for Mesopotamian literature because of all the lessons we can take from their writings. Remember that no matter who you are given great talents. With these talents, you have the ability to shape the future, others' lives, and ultimately, your own. We can all be legendary in our own ways, and all we have to do is realize that life is sacred, and our time on earth is temporary. Blaze a trail, build an empire, make your own legacy, be legendary. Thank you.